friends E, F, G, H, J and K are sitting around a circular table facing the center, not necessarily in the same order. They play different sports like cricket, hockey, badminton, chess, football and tennis. Each has different professions: lawyer, banker, engineer, professor, doctor and businessman. And then I think the clues start. The persons who are doctor, engineer and professor play neither tennis nor cricket. The persons who play chess and hockey are neither doctor nor businessman. E neither plays tennis nor sits on the immediate left of the person who is a banker, and so on. So basically there are 6 persons: E, F, G, H, J and K. There are 6 different sports, right? Cricket, hockey, badminton, chess, football and tennis. And there are 6 different professions: lawyer, banker, engineer and professor, doctor, businessman. So we have to do this complex arrangement. So although the number of persons are less, right? Usually we get 8 persons to be arranged in a circular table. Here we have only 6 persons, but 2 parameters have to be found. One is the sport that they like and the other is the profession of each one of them. So let us start doing this. Let us put up a circle first. We don't know how many possibilities we'll get, but let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right. So I think the start is very, very important, right? You have to use the most, you have to find out or figure out the most important statement which can help us proceed faster. Like if you look at the first statement here, the persons who are doctor, engineer and professor play neither tennis nor cricket is not very useful at this moment. So skip that. The persons who play chess and hockey are neither doctor nor businessman, again not very useful. Those can be used towards the end of the arrangement when we have to find out the final few gaps. But in the beginning we cannot start with those statements. Then E neither plays tennis nor sits on the immediate left of the person who is a banker. This again is not very useful. Look at this next statement. The only person who is between J and K is lawyer. Now this can be helpful. The only person who is between J and K is lawyer, right? So there are 2 possibilities actually, right? We can take J, K, lawyer or K, J and lawyer. Let us take both of them. Let us see. Or let us proceed and read the other statements also. Maybe something better is available. The person who is on the left side of the person who likes tennis is not a businessman. H is banker and likes to play hockey. He is facing the person who is lawyer. So I think we better start with this one. See, these 3 are connected to each other. From the statement we can fix the position of lawyer. Once lawyer is fixed, we know who is sitting opposite to lawyer and we know the profession and the sport of that person, sport played by that person. So we'll start with this point. The only person who is between J and K is lawyer. So we can say J and K here and this is lawyer. But there's one more possibility, right? What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? This can be lawyer as fixed earlier, but K and J can swap their positions. So in both the cases you find that the only person between J and K is lawyer. J and K is lawyer. J and K here is lawyer. Then H is a banker and likes to play hockey. Not useful immediately. But read the next statement. He is facing the person who is lawyer. He is who here? H. Yes or no? He's talking about H. H is facing the person who is lawyer. So where would H come? H would come here. Because H is facing the person who is lawyer. So H will come here. And we know that H is banker and likes to play hockey. So H is a banker and likes to play hockey. Right? Just make a note of this. Banker and likes to play hockey. Right? So we use all these statements. The only person between J and K is lawyer and H is a banker and likes to play hockey. He is facing the person who is lawyer. Then one who is a doctor is opposite to the person who plays football. Doctor is opposite to the person playing football, but neither of these parameters are available already. While the person who plays hockey is on the left of the person who is professor. This can be useful because hockey is already fixed, right? You see what it says. The person who plays hockey is on the left of the person who is professor. Now who plays hockey? H, who is the banker, plays hockey. The question says the one who plays hockey is on the left of the person who is professor. So professor should be on the right of the guy playing hockey. So professor would come here. Are you able to follow? If you see, professor is here. Left of professor is the one who plays hockey. Here also left of professor is the one who plays hockey. So the person who plays hockey is on the left of the person who is professor is done. Of course, the previous part of that statement is not useful immediately. That doctor is sitting opposite to football. We don't know that. And we cannot use that. Then one who is businessman is on the immediate right of the person who likes tennis, but on the left of the person who is engineer. G is not engineer and K is not doctor. Okay, so what else shall we use? Try to use this. One who is businessman is on the immediate right of the person who likes tennis, but on left of the person who is engineer. So what does it mean? Businessman is on the right of tennis player, but on the left of engineer. Businessman is on the left of engineer and right of tennis player. So if you understand, let's say this is a circular arrangement. Here if it is engineer, the point says businessman is on the left of engineer. So businessman would come here, but on the right of the person who likes to play tennis. So tennis would come here. So clearly businessman is between tennis player and engineer, right? Businessman is between tennis player and engineer, and in this order. If you go in the clockwise direction, engineer comes first, then businessman, then tennis, because businessman is on the immediate right of tennis player. So immediate right of tennis player and immediate left of the person who is an engineer, right? So try to use this. We need 3 consecutive positions, and the order is engineer, businessman, tennis player. Remember, engineer and businessman comes under professions. Tennis would come under sport. So try it out. Try it out. See, start with engineer. Engineer, right? Can engineer come here? No. This is already a lawyer. So engineer cannot come here, right? We are trying to fix the position of engineer. So engineer cannot come in this position. Can engineer come here? Let's assume it comes here. So if engineer comes here, next one should be a businessman, but we already have a professor here. Yes or no? See, both professor and businessman come under profession. So the point is, if you take engineer in this position, businessman has to come here, but this is already blocked by professor. So engineer cannot come here. Can you take engineer here? No, not possible, because this is already a professor. Can you take engineer here? No, not possible, because the banker is sitting here. So already 4 of the positions are ruled out for engineer. Can you take engineer? Sorry. Can you take engineer in this position? Can we take engineer in this position? Try out. If this is engineer, this has to be businessman, and this guy will play tennis. That is possible, right? Engineer, businessman, tennis is possible. So engineer can come here. Can engineer? Sorry. Can sorry. Sorry about this. Can engineer come here in case position? If engineer comes here, this has to be businessman, but this is already a lawyer, so engineer cannot come here as well. Are you able to follow? So engineer, businessman, tennis. That sequence gives us that engineer has to come here. This has to be the engineer, and this is engineer. Then this will be businessman. K will be the businessman, and the lawyer would play tennis. So this guy would play tennis. I mean, there's space congestion here, but I hope you'll be able to follow. Similarly, in the second case also, if you try out, see, engineer cannot come here because this is lawyer. If engineer comes here, this should be businessman, but not possible because professor is already sitting here. Engineer cannot come in this position. Engineer cannot come in this position because these are professors and bankers. Can engineer come here? Engineer, businessman, tennis player. Fine. Can engineer come here? No, because if engineer is here, then they should be businessman. So this also is ruled out. So engineer has to come here. This would be the businessman, and this guy would play tennis. Right? So done. We are done with this part as well. I think largely done. Look at the remaining point. Now do the second reading. We have already done the first reading. Let us now do the second reading, right? The points which were not useful earlier will now be useful. The persons who are doctor, engineer and professor play neither tennis nor cricket. Now understand this. Doctor, engineer, professor. I think all the professions are marked, right? Banker, engineer, businessman, lawyer, professor. Doctor is left out. So doctor has to come here. J will be the doctor. Yes or no? J will be the doctor. Similarly here also, banker, engineer, businessman, lawyer, professor. So K will be the doctor. Now look at the point. The first point says the persons who are doctor, engineer, professor. Doctor, engineer and professor play neither tennis nor cricket. Now tennis is already marked for lawyer, so let us not worry about tennis. But what we get to know here is doctor, engineer and professor will not play cricket. So doctor will not play cricket, professor will not play cricket, and engineer will also not play cricket. So the businessman has to play cricket, right? There is no other choice. Yes or no? Engineer, professor and doctor will not be playing cricket. So try to fix the position of cricket. Cricket cannot come here. This is already blocked for tennis. Doctor does not play cricket. Professor does not play cricket. This is already blocked for hockey player. Engineer does not play cricket. So the businessman has to play cricket. So here we can say this is cricket player. Similarly here, cricket cannot come in this position because this guy plays tennis. Doctor does not play cricket. Professor does not play cricket. Banker is playing hockey already. Engineer does not play cricket. So the businessman has to play cricket. So the first point is now useful, right? We have already used that. Next, the persons who play chess and hockey are neither doctor nor businessman. Now understand, for businessman we have already marked cricket, right? So forget about businessman here, right? I mean, businessman is already blocked for cricket, so need not worry about that. The point now becomes the persons who play chess and hockey are not doctor. I mean, doctor does not play chess and hockey. Indirectly, it means that doctor will not play chess and hockey. Now see, if doctor does not play chess and hockey, what's the only option left out? See, out of the sports here, we have closed hockey, we have closed cricket, we have closed tennis. Remaining are badminton, chess and football. So if doctor does not play chess and hockey, hockey also is blocked for banker, right? So doctor does not play chess, that's what it means, but will not be useful, right? Doctor does not play chess, will not be useful immediately. I think this point will be useful now. One who is a doctor is sitting opposite to the one who plays football. See, doctor is sitting opposite to the guy who is playing football. Doctor is already marked here, right? So engineer will play football. Similarly, doctor is sitting here, so this engineer here will play football. Alright? Now, now read the statement again. The doctor does not play chess. The doctor does not. So football is also blocked. Doctor does not play chess. If doctor does not play chess, the only option he has is badminton. So the doctor plays badminton. Similarly, here also the doctor plays badminton. Right? And the only sport left out now is chess. Who will play chess? Who is left out? Professor is left out. The professor would play chess. Here also the professor plays chess. So I think with respect to professions and sports, it is done. All the professions are allotted, all the sports are allotted, only names are to be fixed. Right? Anything else given with respect to names? E, neither plays tennis nor sits on the immediate left of the person who is banker. So, how many persons have been marked? I think K has been marked, J has been marked, and H has been marked. Right? So, K, H and J. E, F, G are left out. Right? Now, the next point is about E. E, neither plays tennis nor sits on the immediate left of the person who is banker. So, where will E come? Let us try to find out the position of E. I'll just clear this up so that we get some space to verify certain things. It says E neither plays tennis and is not on the limited left of banker. So E does not play tennis, which means E cannot come here, and E is not on the left of banker, so E will not come here. So these two positions are ruled out for E. So the only possibility is the professor is E, or E is the professor. Similarly, in this case, E does not play tennis. So E does not play tennis means E will not come here, and E is not on the left of banker. Left of banker is this position. E does not come. So the only possibility is that E is the professor. So E also is marked. Who is left out? F and G. F and G. Look at this last statement. G is not engineer. G is not engineer. G will not come here. So if G is not engineer, G has to be the lawyer. G has to be the lawyer. Similarly, G is not engineer. G has to be lawyer. K is not doctor. Anyway, we have figured out. Okay, K is not doctor. Look at this. K is not doctor. K is not doctor means what? The second case will get eliminated, because in the second case we are getting K as the doctor. Yes or no? In the second case we have got K as the doctor. So second case eliminated. The first one is correct. And the only person left out now is F. Who is F? F is the engineer. So this completes it. You're able to follow. So I'll just read out the sequence from the bottom position here. G, J, E, H, F, K. Lawyer, doctor, professor, banker, engineer, businessman. Tennis, badminton, chess, hockey, football, cricket. Right? And now we can quickly run through the questions. Let me just clear it up. Who is sitting between the one who is businessman and the one who is playing hockey? So who is between businessman and hockey? Find out. Who is playing badminton is the next question. Okay, so now answer the questions. Who is sitting between businessman and hockey player? So businessman is here, hockey player is here. Who is sitting between them? F, who is the engineer and plays football. So option 3 is the answer. Who is playing badminton? The doctor is playing badminton. Option 2 is the answer. What is the profession of the person who is sitting on the left of the person who is opposite to the person playing cricket? Now look at that. First of all, find out who is opposite to the person playing cricket. Who is opposite to the person playing cricket? Businessman is playing cricket. Opposite to businessman is this professor. Right? So this part can be replaced with professor now. Right? This part can be replaced with professor. Now read the question. What is the profession of the person who is sitting on the left of the professor? Left of professor. Now left of professor is banker, right? So answer should be banker, option 4. And then last two questions. Who is sitting opposite to engineer? Find out who is sitting opposite to engineer. Who is sitting opposite to engineer? Opposite to engineer. Opposite to engineer is the doctor, J, and who plays badminton. So this is J. And the last one here, the one who is playing tennis is on the third right off. Tennis is on the third right off. I think third right off banker or hockey player, because see, hockey is here, right? First right, second right, third right. So for hockey player, the third right is tennis. So the one who is playing tennis is on the third right of hockey player, which is option 2.